I'm Sonja Brentjes. I was born in 1951, and after school I went to university in Dresden, and I studied mathematics from 1969 to 1973. And afterwards I decided to move into history, so I did history of mathematics. I did my doctorate until 76, and from 77 until 1990 I worked kind of as assistant professor, so to call that, at this university. My doctorate was on a rather modern type of mathematical theory and its history, of course. And afterwards, I went there where I wanted to go from the very beginning, the Middle Ages, and what's called today the Islamic world. So I'm basically working on Arabic texts, Arabic maps, Persian maps from the late 8th century to somewhere in the 17th century. And I do that by now almost 40 years. Over time, I developed a very strong interest in how we write history, how we approach our research, which kind of questions do we ask, which kinds of objects do we look at, etc. And so there is lots of research in the last 10 years being done on exchange of knowledge. That's a hot topic. But what seems to be often the case, at least this is my impression, or was my impression, that when we talk about, now simplified, the West and the rest of the world, then it's often sort of China and the Jesuits, East Asia and Europe, or Islam and the West. But there's really something that goes Iran and the Tang Empire. So there's really something that looks for relationships within Asia or North Africa to remain in the Islamic world. Yeah, it's always sort of us and them. But I think with looking at these big chunks of geography, we are losing out on many smaller events, many smaller contacts, etc. So that's a historiographical background for the image database that we are building, because we were then discussing where could we do that? Yeah? With what kind of topic could we really try to map the entire old world, except sub-Saharan Africa, because that's outside of our expertise. Yeah? And so we said, okay, the heavens. Everybody has some relationship to the heavens, whatever relationship they had, and somehow, at least this they share. And so what are we doing? We are collecting models of the universe, so how people thought the entire world is structured. Yeah? Then we are looking for the planets, which planets did they know, and how did they depict them? Yeah? For what do they use these pictures? I mean, picture means a broad range of things. It can be architecture, it can be coins, can be on paper, yeah, it can be in a ring, in jewelry. So it's a broad concept. Yeah? It doesn't have to be a human picture. It can be an animal. It can be a table or a diagram. Yeah? So this is all a very broad spectrum already. At the moment I don't know, because the system is also, the software is a little bit tricky. So I never know really how many images are there, but my estimate is something like 700, 800. And that's already a huge amount of effort. But 10,000 would be really nice. Yeah? So that would be great. Because then, it's really useful for many people. Yeah, because what we are doing, I'm collecting images from around 4,000 BCE to 1700 for the entire old world. Yeah, so if we would have 10,000, then of course you can imagine there's a huge possibility for everybody to win something. But what I also, of course, clearly hope is that there will be a number of specific research projects, yeah, that work with the images, that find answers to specific questions, yeah, that show us areas which are white at the moment, yeah, filled with at least one story, if not more. Yeah, that would be nice. Would be very nice.